Lone Star Astrology, The Legend of the Texas Ranger, created, directed, and presented by Reverend Dr. Dikki Jo Mullen. In this video, Dr. Mullen will explore the birth chart of the Texas Ranger organization. She picked noon on August 5th, 1823, the day that the organization came into existence. Organizations like people have natal or birth charts which look forward to how it may present itself.
Lone Star Astrology, The Legend of the Texas Rangers. This is an astrological glimpse at these legendary heroes from Texas, the Lone Star State. Courtroom dramas and a variety of controversial legal issues deeply fascinate many of us. The twists and turns of justice, injustice, crime, and consequences are topics of widespread scrutiny, as indicated by the popular television programs and publications, all devoted to crime. Astrologically, Libra, the sign of the scales, suggesting justice, is very prominent when we're looking at the natal horoscopes of people who fight crime, and then also looking at events surrounding attorneys, jurors, and perpetrating crime. Actually, throughout the early 21st century, this is becoming more and more fascinating to everybody, and especially since 2007. That was the year the infamous astronaut love triangle took place, and there were charges of kidnapping and attempted murder among NASA's elite astronaut corps. The sports hero Michael Vick was facing animal cruelty charges and illegal dog fighting, and record producer Phil Spector's murder charges, scandals surrounding Attorney General Alberto Gonzales, and the rumored epileptic seizures of the Supreme Court Justice John Roberts are just a few events in recent years which provided a wealth of data to astrologers interested in exploring this perspective of justice and its link to astrology. And by the way, a jury has 12 jurors. Do you know why originally? The 12 signs of the zodiac. Every time they call me in as a juror, I just say that they should have a juror for each sign of the zodiac, and I'm out the door before you can say 12 signs of the zodiac. Anyway, it's really true. There's a really interesting horoscope for the legendary Texas Rangers that we'd like to look at in this video today, and it's an especially interesting and enjoyable study for those astrologers who are interested in speculating about the messages of the stars and the law. The Texas Rangers horoscope was organized on August 5th, 1823 by the father of Texas, Stephen F. Austin, in Austin, Texas. The Rangers have played a valiant and effective role in law enforcement constantly since that date, with honor and dignity, and uninterrupted from the early troubled times of colonial Texas through the present. They're recognized by their trademark white cowboy hats and black suits. The Rangers are a part of our national heritage. A popular motto is that they refuse to be stampeded. A ranger has special powers and is allowed to address and act upon legal situations without the approval of a commanding officer or higher authority when necessary. They are in a class including only 4 other equally powerful and respected law enforcement agencies throughout the world: Scotland Yard, the Canadian Mounted Police, the FBI, and Interpol. Using a noon chart for Austin, Texas on August 5th, 1823, the Rangers are true lordly Leo lions. Both the sun and the moon, the 2 most important points in the chart called the luminaries of the lights, are in Leo. And when the sun and the moon are conjunct, as they are in this chart, it often shows a strong identity. A presence becomes a symbol or emblem, It's an iconic placement. The Leo placements here are set in a wide trine with Pluto in Aries. The Ragers have a stage presence. Leo is the actor's sign. Their dramatic flair reveals something theatrical. There's a mythology around the Texas Rangers. They're immortalized in numerous movies, radio shows, and books. The moon's phase is always important in looking at the chart of an organization as well as a person, and the Texas Ranger chart is at the balsamic or dark of the moon, just hours before the new moon. This lunar phase is mysterious. It reminds us that there's a lot going on beneath hidden motives and methods, and also the balsamic moon is related to a progressive and future orientation. It has an overall 12th house quality. It shows a detachment from the status quo and satisfaction that comes through selfless service. The end is closing to allow a new birth, a renewal of spirit, when there is a balsamic moon present. And in the history and background of the Texas Rangers, we can see this mood. Early images of determined Rangers successfully pursuing the bad guys on horseback, using the most advanced guns of the day, have given way to the agency's use of the most advanced crime-fighting tools and technology. The highest quality and pride and achievement of a job well done can be seen in this strong Leo influence. Pluto in Aries is a transit which astrologers have traditionally related to the pioneers of the 1800s preceding the Civil War. Pluto remains in each sign of the zodiac for an entire generation, and it takes over 300 years to completely surround the zodiac, or about 300 years. And this Pluto and Aries transit in the early 1800s was really unique with the opening up of the Old West. And its placement in the horoscope for the Texas Rangers is significant. It describes the persistence of this rough and ready spirit. Now, in the Texas Ranger chart, we have Mars and Jupiter conjunct in Cancer. In mundane astrology, violent crime is ruled by the planet Mars. And the celestial warrior and planet of conflict, conjoining Jupiter, relates to the decisions of the courts and a philosophy and growth. A Mars-Jupiter combination in a birth chart, especially the conjunction, is extremely significant and powerful. In a natal birth chart, it's often called the President's conjunction, and several of our most popular and influential presidents, including John F. Kennedy and Bill Clinton, had this in their birth charts. The charismatic Texas Rangers have long been linked with serving the needs of powerful elected officials and the protection and enforcement of laws. The birth sign of the United States of America, July 4th, as the national birthday is Cancer. Cancer relates to home and family life, the generation gap, and history. The Texas Rangers especially appeal to young people. Extensive programs by the Rangers help children, as well as the establishment of the Texas Ranger Museum. Museums are ruled by the sentimental sign of Cancer, shows this prominent influence. The Rangers' horoscope is heavily cardinal sign. Neptune, Uranus, and the North Moon node are in the cardinal sign of Capricorn, combined with Pluto and Aries, a cardinal sign, and the Cancer planets. This cardinal sign influence always craves immediate action. It unfolds in the present. And the efficiencies and productivity of the Texas Rangers shows their ability to get things done. We can see this in this cardinal sign T-square. The Capricorn planets in opposition to the Cancer conjunction brought some criticism of the agency during the times of the equal rights movement controversy. Today, though, women as well as minorities are well represented among the elite ranks of about 118 Texas Ranger officers. The Uranus-Neptune conjunction shows a resilience, a progressive side. This aspect is a factor in the ability the Rangers have shown to adapt to changing times and to survive. Venus is in Virgo in this birth chart, and it forms a grand trine in the Earth signs, with Saturn in Taurus and the North Node in Capricorn. A grand trine is when all three elements are represented, fire, earth, air, or water. In this case, it's earth. And the Texas Rangers are noted for their orderliness and uncompromising conservative values, very descriptive of the Virgo influence. They're organized into 6 different companies labeled A through F. And the earth sign influence hints at the considerable financial resources rumored to be at the disposal of the Texas Rangers. But remember, with that balsamic moon, we don't know everything about them. Originally in 1823, they were offered $15 per month for providing the exemplary service needed to keep some sort of order in the rough frontier. By the time of the Spanish-American War, their fees were increased to $1.50 a day, or their wages, and these were very high wages for that time. Today's Rangers are very reserved about revealing what their salaries might be, but the tradition of seeking exceptional candidates can be seen in their training. Often modern Rangers will have advanced college degrees. Many also complete special studies in investigative hypnosis and in forensic art. Little recruitment has ever been necessary. Hundreds of applicants apply for every single available opening among the ranks. The Texas Rangers' horoscope's strong earth sign influence also points to law enforcement related to finance. Apprehension of bank robbers. They were the ones that brought down the notorious Bonnie and Clyde, by the way, are a part of the Ranger mystique. In contemporary times, this has evolved into a formidable reputation for cracking bank and credit card fraud cases. In the early days of the Texas oil boom, unruly residents who were not especially interested in following the law would find themselves handcuffed to fence posts by determined Texas Rangers. Early detective work often included tracing fence cutters, cattle rustlers, gamblers, and general con men. Saturn's placement in late Taurus in this chart is widely square the Leo planets. Determination combined with a rough frontier justice can be seen in the fixed sign aspects. Fixed signs are adamant, they don't give up. Originally exceptionally good horses, that was the only means for fast travel in the early days, were a hallmark of the Texas Rangers. Mercury, the planet of travel, is prominent in this chart. Placed in Leo, it's conjunct both the Sun and the Moon, and it trines Pluto in Aries. This describes the mercurial speed, movement, and swiftness of Texas Ranger justice. Lightning-swift intelligence, powers of observation are all part of the living legend. Now take a moment and see in your mind's eye coming face to face with a group of modern Texas Rangers. They're wearing their gleaming white hats, black uniforms, and dark sunglasses. Maybe the captain will call out your entire name, followed by "We're the Texas Rangers" in a loud voice. Well, this image is enough to inspire confidence in those who would seek justice in today's chaotic world, and it will make any bad guys quake with dread. It warms the heart, and the heart has a traditional link to the sign of Leo. The reputation of the Texas Rangers is well deserved. Their horoscope is a strong one, and it indicates that the legend will live on. Here is a view of the actual birth chart of the Texas Rangers inserted here. August 5th, 1823, 12 noon local mean time in Austin, Texas. Sun in Leo, Moon in Leo, Mercury in Leo, Venus in Virgo, Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Taurus, Uranus in Capricorn, Neptune in Capricorn, Pluto in Aries, and the North Moon node in Capricorn are shown here in the traditional circular diagram for your own study and reflection upon this intriguing historical chart.